actually form that sentence with my own mouth. You want to go to this main event, brother?
Yeah, yeah. Let's get it. So it's Holly Holm, Irene Aldana. Holly Holm's number 2 at 135. Irene is number 6. The betting on this was, I mean, razor thin. Once again, a pick 'em essentially.
Yeah, pick 'em.
Aldana at plus 105. Holm at minus 125. We had Mark Goddard in as the ref. Super dope
I
job as the
gotta
ref in this
say,
fight. It didn't really need a ref for this fight. These
I
girls
mean,
did a really good job.
they did. They're professionals, and I mean, hindsight 2020. Like obviously, caveat hindsight 2020. I mean, that's a great number on home. I
Yeah,
mean,
you would have. Yeah,
like
yeah.
hindsight 2020. I mean, there's a reason why then obviously not everybody thought so, or else it would have been bet up or bet down. But I mean, hindsight 2020. That seems like a
Like,
phenomenal number.
like on a straight, your ROI there is 80%. Like that's a fat number on a prohibitive, like number 2 versus number 6,
Yeah,
and
like
she
even
kind of dominated. Not to give away the fight, but looked
I
dominant.
bet some smart people won some money on home last night. Like real talk. Like that. We said the Durandame fight was the only bettable, and it was probably a better bet than this,
Way
maybe.
better to bet.
But I bet some people that just had some faith at home, won a few bucks. I mean, that was a pretty decent number on it. Like I said, hindsight 2020 though. That's why it's so hard to talk about this shit after the fact because I probably wouldn't have felt that way yesterday before the fight. So,
And I think
uh,
on some books she opened at 140 or 145 too. So like Caesars William Hill actually gave you good numbers on home, which is
they
weird.
did.
They usually give you shit numbers, but yeah, they gave good numbers on this fight. So shout out to
Yeah,
Caesars
man.
William Hill.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
we can
fighting at
dive into the fight
bantamweight.
though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, they're fighting at bantamweight, so that's the second women's bantamweight fight on this card. I'll start out home. I always love the nicknames. Preacher's daughter. I can't determine if I hate it or love it. Like on one
Me
hand,
too.
super unique, like not corny, like not like like the spider or the killer, something super corny. Like
Is her dad a real preacher though?
that's what would make it work for me. If not, then it's horrible. Because if you
Right,
just pick that trying to sound cool, that's lame as fuck. If
right.
you're actually the preacher's daughter and you have that kind of her aesthetic is kind of that like Midwestern, farm girl
Hard,
kind of
yeah,
vibe.
hard work,
Heartland.
toughness,
Yeah,
heartland,
yeah,
like just getting
exactly.
it done in the grind.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's kind of the image, the brand, and so I can get behind that. But if she's just trying to sound fresh by saying preacher's daughter, you can fuck all the way up. But yeah, I want to touch on that. I love the nicknames. Especially a lot of the ladies seem to have amazing nicknames.
Real
But
talk, yeah.
yeah. Oh
Hey,
yeah. I mean,
also,
we
where's
got
our queen?
Karate Hottie, Raven
Where's
Panda.
Lipsky? Where's Queen of Violence? Where's she
Queen
at?
of Violence. Man, she's been big on the social medias, bro. She's been growing the brand for
Get her
sure.
a fucking fight, Dana.
Yeah, I want to say she's got one in the works, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you can't tell, I follow her on socials,
No, she's
but
awesome.
yeah, no, she's great, man. But yeah, man. So I mean, make a short story long. I mean, I had home win in all 5 rounds.
Same. Didn't give a round to Aldana. I thought
No,
honestly they got a little further apart as the fight went on. Like I thought Holm was throwing crazy shots in the fifth that
home
Aldana was just
put on
eating.
a clinic.
Dude,
Yeah,
her
man.
movement, her distance control, her ability to throw kicks and punches and keep Aldana only in punching range. For like when Aldana was throwing punches or kicks, like she couldn't land shit. It was
And
crazy.
guess what word is typically not associated with Holly Holm? That was kind of the story of the fight, in my opinion. Takedowns.
Takedowns. Yeah, she got 3
Oh,
takedowns. One,
no,
two,
I
and three,
thought it
right?
was.
Or four? Was it four or
I want
five?
to say every round she had a takedown, bro. I,
Did
I
she have one in
shit you not.
five?
I
Did she have
want
one
to
in
say
five?
I'm pretty sure she had 5 takedowns last night. At bare minimum 4. Bare minimum 4. I
Yeah,
know it
I
was
think
more
you're
than
right.
3.
But
I know it was more than 3.
you know what's crazy is Aldana had only been taken down twice going into this whole fight.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, I don't know. I think maybe she hadn't been tested in that regard. I mean, because
True.
Aldana's mainly a boxer.
Yes.
Um, and she has a high boxing pedigree, which so does Holm. Holm's a
Great
boxing
counter
Hall of
left hook.
Famer.
Great lead right hook from Aldana. Like she has these crazy nice punches.
But all right, so all night, like literally everybody. I know we're not, and we can probably do a round by round, but I'm gonna kind of go on micro, then we'll
I
zoom into
oh
macro.
yeah, I mean honestly, I think every round is like a mirror. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you could break down just the fight as a
The
whole and
fight as a whole.
explain
Some
how the
fights are
rounds
like
went.
that.
Yeah,
Some fights are like
honestly.
that. Some fights, each round's like a little movie. In some fight, it's just the whole thing is like a big picture thing.
I would say like Holly found the rhythm and just wrote it. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, so like quite literally, they fucking circled each other the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they walked in a circle the entire 25 minutes. It was a 5-round fight. That's what made me lose a lot of respect for Aldana.
That she couldn't cut the angles.
Like her fight IQ seemed like just negative 1,000, which I know isn't the case because she has a high boxing pedigree. That's what like the things she was doing wrong were the things that she was supposed to be doing good, like boxing footwork, angles, like cutting off the ring, like that's what boxers do. Like that's boxing. Like that's by definition. People think boxing is punching, but boxing is all the things I just like listed, like the footwork, the angles, the cutting off the ring, all that.
I would also say, to add to your point, that Holly Holm was throwing combinations, but it was the same combination every time. Every time. So eventually you'd think
combination. It was just like old schoolyard, just
it was
right,
like
straight, left, straight down the pipe.
It was like right straight, left straight, right hook, then like left straight again. So super simple combos, right?
Yeah.
And then a head kick usually to finish it, or a body kick. So like these super simple, super straightforward combos, and you think Aldana, being a boxer, would start to pick up and start to counter strike in the middle of the rhythm of that combo, but she just never could get it down.
She never tried anything different, like how
insanity.
Juliana Pena for the distance wasn't working, so in the round 2 she tried something different and was actually able to win a round in the grappling. Like that moment, I kept waiting for it. Because like I know Aldana's not trash. Like I'm not trying to, but like Holm made her look trash. Like Holm, like there was not a single moment. I mean, I think Aldana. I mean, she popped her with like one good shot. There was a little bit of blood leaking out of her nose, but over the course of 5 rounds, I mean, that was literally like the only moment. Like it didn't even rock Holm. It just literally made blood come out of her nose. Like it didn't wobble her at all.
Like Holly Holm looked good, man. She didn't take a lot of damage. She's gonna be able to fight again soon.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna lead to the bigger point, I think, of what this fight actually leads to is Holly Holm has fought Amanda Nunes and lost. Yeah. She's fought Jermaine Durandamy and lost. Jermaine Durandamy has fought Nunes and lost.
But GDR fought Nunes twice, right?
Yes, and the first time they fought a long time ago, and GDR, very intro to MMA, got her ass whooped. This last time they fought actually gave Amanda Nunes a good fight.
It was a good fight, yeah.
What's interesting to me out of all this is, do you remember what happened when GDR fought Holm last?
I don't. I was going to ask
you.
She
had the 2 punches after the bell, where she dropped Holm in round 1 after the bell. Like the bell sounded, the ref started to step in, and neither time. And literally over big overhands, like blatantly after the bell, bro. Like the second one I would have protested that it was a no contest. Like I would have gone to the commission and been like, no, like that was 3 seconds after the bell and she hit me in my face. Like you guys cannot call this a fight.
So I mean,
that's a grudge match fight.
Yeah, to me that's the obvious fight. To me, it has to be Holm Durandamy 2. And then the
winner gets Nunes.
Even if it's round 3, like regardless.
Yeah.
At that point, there's no other
argument.
Now, I mean, like, if Pena and Aldana won, if last night went differently, whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Now we get to have all the fun, hot takes and all the fucking, letting our imaginations run wild and playing Matchmaker McGee and all that stuff. But right now, it seems pretty cut and dry tournament style. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What? 2 beat 6 and 1 beat 4. Like,
I mean, 2 and 1 picked up wins.
Yeah,
essentially over top 5 people. Like they both picked up wins. They defended their rankings. Like you're saying, and rankings McGee or not, you can't not fight 1 versus 2 here to see who fights.
But it also kind of sucks for Nunes, right? Because, I mean, she's chilling for a cool-ass minute. I mean,
no, because she has a fight with Megan Anderson at 145 coming up. Nunes fights 145 and 35.
Wait up. Is there even a weight class at 45?
Mm-hmm. Women's featherweight.
Really? I'll be real, bro. I had no idea. They never do the fights.
Durandamy fights at 45. She was the inaugural 45 champion before Nunes took it from her.
I feel so dumb right now, bro. Are you fucking with me? Like,
no, I'm dead serious. Yeah. That's where Cyborg fought, 145. That's where Nunes knocked out Cyborg because Cyborg couldn't make
There seems
35.
to like never be women's featherweight fights.
Well, there's only, I think, 8 rostered.
That's okay. I don't feel like it's done. That's a joke.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially like
What
a
are we
cyborg.
doing here?
It was a Cyborg Nunes division. Cyborg could only make 140 at minimum because she's so big, and they wanted to see Nunes fight her, so they made the 45 division.
Catch weight pay-per-view BMF fucking fake shit. They shouldn't have made.
They made a whole division for Cyborg. It was for Cyborg because they thought Cyborg would beat Nunes. That's what they thought. So they thought like, oh, Cyborg will beat Nunes, then she'll be the 145, Nunes will be the 135, and we'll get this contrast between the two of them. That's not how it went. Nunes knocked her the fuck out and now owns both belts, and they're just like not really knowing what to do with 45.
Yeah.
They don't have enough challengers.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's a weird
interesting, man.
it's a weird
That's
spot.
Interesting. They have to start